Hi, I'm host Sophie Morgan, inviting you to listen to Equal To, a new podcast about achieving disability equality. With the Paralympic Games happening in Tokyo, we're asking, where should the story go next? Equal To is brought to you by the Emmy Award-winning team that created Rising Phoenix and made possible by the support of Procter & Gamble. Listen to Equal To, that's Equal, T-O-O, part of Seneca's Conversations on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At Metro by T-Mobile, we don't think you should pay extra for high-speed 5G data. Introducing the Big 5G Upgrade. Ditch your overpriced connection with Boost and Cricket and save half when you switch to Metro. Get one line of high-speed smartphone data, just $25, with 5G access included. Plus, get a free Samsung Galaxy 5G with trade-in. Rule your day with the Big 5G Upgrade. Only at Metro. Limited time in-store only. Save half based on one line Boost and Cricket Unlimited plan. See store for details.
CareerBuilder is made for people who have that thing. You know, those superpowers that make you good at your job. The skills you bring to work. And CareerBuilder knows those skills make you right for other jobs too. Higher paying jobs with benefits. Jobs you never thought of trying. Are you a people person? Work from home as a customer service rep? Are you organized and like driving? Become a delivery driver. You have the skills it takes, and CareerBuilder.com has the jobs to get you hired fast. Visit CareerBuilder.com.
Hello and welcome. It's hour number two of the Ben Maller Radio Show podcast. Here we are. Look at this. Through the magic of podcasting, you don't have to hear all the commercials, limited commercial interruption. It's like a cheat code listening to the podcast. So our lead this hour from baseball, a shakeup on the diamond in San Diego. Do you believe that Padre manager Jace Tingler was 100% behind the move to fire pitching coach Larry Rothschild? A Maller Show investigation right now in hour number two. The axe falls in San Diego. Welcome in the beginning of another hour of the Ben Maller Show. We are in the air everywhere as we punch the time card coast to coast, border to border, and beyond on the vast and extremely powerful microphones of FSR, emanating live from a flight of imagination. The Fox Sports Radio studios here in the North Woods. So, our lead this hour comes from baseball. And we have a shakeup down south. The Padres have started to dish out punishment for mediocrity. And they are on the hamster wheel of mediocrity lately in San Diego. The dreams of a playoff appearance are slipping away, although still not, the door's not closed by any means. They are in a dogfight now with the Cincinnati Reds. But if you didn't see this, and maybe not, you plugged out of the baseball world and plugged into football. So the Padres handed walking papers to pitching coach Larry Rothschild. After 2 seasons in America's finest city, the veteran baseball pitching coach and former manager at age 67 has been curb stomped in San Diego. He is out. The Padres have crumbled. They've lost 9 of 11. They fell 13 games behind the Giants heading into play on Monday in the National League West. 1 game behind the Cincinnati Reds for the second and final wild card berth. And that's just a chance for a one-game situation. Someone named Ben Fritz, who I'm told was an Oakland A's draft pick years ago in the Moneyball era. Ben Fritz. All Bens sound the same to me.
Never heard of him.
I don't know who that is either. But he will be the interim pitching coach for the rest of the season, which has a little bit over a month to go. Now, the manager, Jace Tingler, sounds funny to say that, Jace Tingler, commenting on the firing of his pitching coach, Rothschild, said that, quote, it was 100% his decision, that Jace Tingler made the decision, that he was the one that brought it up to the GM, A.J. Preller, 12 days ago. Now, quote, there's been a number of reasons, the manager said, but the lack of consistency and the lack of production combined the belief we have ability-wise on the mound, we wanted to change the voice for the last 36 games or so. Close quote. All right, so let us discuss now. Do you believe that the Padre manager, Jace Tingler, 100% was behind this move and nobody else was meddling with the demise of Larry Rothschild? Of course, come on. Please. We give this side eye. Now, my thoughts, you've got Disco, the Switcheroo, and Foreshock. And we will tie all of these things together. Now, we had mentioned, I think it was in the previous episode here, that heads were going to roll in San Diego. You did not have to be a distant relative of the great Nostradamus and friend of Nostradamus like yours truly to know that, but the chances that Jace Tingler was the one who was the puppeteer pulling the strings on this change are slim and none has made a run for the border and left town. The Padres' amazing offseason. They won the offseason. They wrote a bunch of massive checks. They also wrote checks that had massive high expectations. And the problem is they have been unable, obviously, to cash those. They have a good record. It's not like they have a terrible record, but they're not good enough. That's the problem. And we can go inside the numbers and tell you why and back that up with statistics. That does not make necessarily great radio, but I have some numbers for you. And while overall, the Friars, you say, well, it's okay. It's just simply, again, not good enough. San Diego has the 12th best record in baseball. 12th best record. But over the last 30 games, last month, the Padres have a .433 winning percentage. They've lost 17 of the last 30. And in that time, Cincinnati has gone turbo-tastic. The Redlegs playing .667 baseball in the past month. Now, my theory is that what happened here, it's pretty simple. It's basic. Basic Occam's razor. The simplest answer is the most likely answer. Don't get crazy. Ownership was the one that made some phone calls. You've heard of Panic at the Disco. This is Panic at the Petco. They pressed the panic button here. And in Part B, the Padres management, you look at the GM and the manager, Jace Tingler, and they needed someone to blame, right? They got to have a fall guy. They looked around the locker room. Trade deadline's already passed. You can't trade somebody and say it's his fault. So that door has closed. That door was dead. And then you look around and you say, okay, well, we got to get rid of a coach. Who's expendable? And the short straw, it was determined, went to Larry Rothschild. He'd be the perfect scapegoat. He's to blame. The pitching staff has underachieved lately. Blame him. Mind you, he spent the previous 18 years as a pitching coach for the Yankees and the Cubs, and he was a manager in the big leagues. But he took stupid pills when he got to California with the Padres, and that's the problem. Overall, the Padre pitching staff, they are 12th. The number 12 keeps popping up here. The Padres have the 12th best record. They have the 12th best pitching staff. Starters are 16th, bullpen 7th. And that's a big problem, the starting rotation for the Padres. And what have you done for me lately? It's like a trap door opened up, and the starting staff for the Padres fell down into a pit of anacondas, and they were swallowed and eaten alive. Since the All-Star break, the San Diego starting staff, ravaged by injury, but the people that have taken them out for the Padres, ranked 23rd in baseball. Now, to give you an idea of the level of crap that is for the Padres, they are behind the Detroit Tigers and the Minnesota Twins since the All-Star break. The starting rotation of those teams have better numbers than the team in San Diego. And the Padres starters have a collective ERA over their last 34 games of 5.66. Bad to the bone. Now, the biggest loser in this, and I'm not here to gloat and to pump my chest out and say, I told you so. But the biggest loser in that Padre rotation, Blake Snell. Snell to hell. San Diego got ripped off by Tampa Bay. The old switcheroo.
I'm not playing unless I get mine.
That's right. The old bait and switch. They thought they were getting a Cy Young caliber pitcher, and instead traveling by stagecoach from Florida to California. Bro, I'm risking my life. Been a hot mess.
Bro, I'm risking my life.
Snell has a career worst earned run average of 4.82. You hate to see it. Boy, do you hate to see it. Let me repeat that for those of you in the back of the room. Blake Snell has the worst earned run average of his career at 4.82. The Padres have a losing record in games he has started. They have lost more than they have won when he has towed the rubber. They could have signed a guy out of the Mexican League and gotten similar production. Instead, they traded away 4 blue-chip young players thinking they were getting the foundational piece of the rotation. And again, in case you just turned on the radio, Blake Snell's career worst ERA this year for the 2021 Padres, 4.82. 4.82.
If I'm going to play, I should be getting money I signed to be getting paid.
Yeah. You giving back any money? How's your Twitch game? I haven't kept up on that. How's his gaming going? Is he doing well on the Twitch?
Bro, I'm risking my life.
Can someone update? He blocked me on there. So can somebody send him a message on Twitter, say the Ben Maller Show's concerned about Blake. We're looking out for you. All right, now the last word here. So the front office, and I'm really talking about the owner here, Peter Seidler, the big kahuna, part of the O'Malley tree there, Peter Seidler, banking on the shakeup here, the change of the pitching coach, to galvanize the Padre players, jumpstart the old engine there, however you want to say it, blow away the cobwebs. I would advise you to not hold your breath, because on this side of the microphone, I see no evidence that San Diego is going to rise like the phoenix from the ashes. Now, the move to whack pitching coach Larry Rothschild is, if anything, it is a foreshock. Now, we know, living in earthquake country, and San Diego's an earthquake country, a foreshock is a precursor to a larger seismic event. And I'm looking at you, Jace Tingler. You got next, the Padre manager, Tingler, on borrowed time. And the thing about his quote, we gave it to you earlier, but for those of you who are late to the party, he pretty much wrote his own eulogy as manager of the Padres with his own comments. He did. Right? The comments he made about Larry Rothschild, the guy they fired as the pitching coach, you can say the same thing about the Padre manager. Lack of consistency, lack of production. That sums up the 2021 Padres. And there are reasons to think that the Padres are going to be shopping for a new manager as soon as the regular season comes to an end, and there will be plenty of people knocking on the door of Bruce Bochy saying, come back, Bruce. I know you got some cushy job with the Giants where you're some super executive guy, but come back to San Diego. It's beautiful there. You love San Diego. You got to complete the mission. You won all those World Series with the Gigantes, but you didn't win the World Series with the Padres. And Bruce Bochy, you come back there. You only have to manage for 1 year. In fact, we'll even give you spring training off. We don't care. Well, you can take spring training off. We need you, Bruce. Come back and save the day. All right, it is the Ben Maller Show. If you would like to be part, we'll take your phone calls here at 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Also available on Twitter at Ben Maller, if you would like to opine via the microblogging website. We might even read your comment on the air. Of course, if you follow me on Twitter, your odds go up. Follow me there at Ben Maller. So throw the book at him. Throw the book at him. We'll get to that, and we will do it next.
Ben Bonito, my Ben Bonito.
Be sure to catch live editions of the Ben Maller Show weekdays at 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio and the iHeartRadio app.
It's crazy how much we have to pay for outdated, impersonal healthcare. And even crazier that we all just accept it. It's time to face facts. Healthcare is backwards. Luckily, there's Forward, a new approach to primary care that's surprisingly personal and refreshingly straightforward. Forward never makes you feel like just another patient. Backed by top-rated doctors and the latest tech, Forward gives you access to personalized care whenever you need it. Using in-depth genetic analysis and real-time blood work, Forward's top-rated doctors provide you with in-depth insights to better understand your genetics, mental, and physical health. They then create custom, easy-to-understand plans to help guide you to achieving long-term health. With Forward, You get unlimited in-person visits with your doctor and access to care anytime via the Forward app, all for one flat monthly fee. It's time to stop accepting backwards healthcare and start moving your health forward. Visit GoForward.com today to learn more. That's GoForward.com.
Hey, it's Ben Maller, and have I got something for you? We play daily fantasy on our overnight show, and let me tell you about Stat Hero. It's the first ever daily fantasy sports book that puts the player, that would be you, in control of winning within reach. Now, let me tell you how it works. Stat Hero will show you their lineup and dares you to beat them. It's you versus the house in head-to-head fantasy. Your name, your stakes, winner take all. You have the advantage. Stat Hero is showing you their lineups ahead of time. No one else does that. I promise you. If you are interested, go to stathero.com. Why wouldn't you be? /Maller. Stathero.com/Maller. Sign up for free. And right now, you can get 3 times back on your first play. They're giving you a 300% match. That's unheard of. Go to stathero.com/Maller. Stathero.com/Maller. Hey, it's Ben Maller. The best athletes know that your championship body isn't built in a day. The same is true when it comes to your long-term financial goals. M1 Finance gives you all the tools you need to grow your wealth without charging any management fees so you can strategize for the end game. Build a custom portfolio or choose one that's pre-made, then automate your everyday money moves and use your extra time to watch the highlights. M1 lets you borrow against your portfolio at super low rates so you can pull money out for season tickets without putting your retirement strategy on pause. Borrowing involves higher risk, including the risk to lose more than deposited, and rates may vary. Visit m1finance.com/Ben Maller. That's M1 with the number 1 to sign up and see why Money, Investopedia, and Yahoo Finance are raving about M1. Then get a $30 bonus for depositing your first $1,000 after approval. Terms and conditions apply. Investing involves risk, including the risk of loss. M1 Finance, member FINRA SIPC. M1 Borrow, available on margin accounts with at least $5,000 invested. Not available for all account types.
I don't know. I was drunk.
And then I give a ride on my John Deere.
Well, now you may think I'm wasted, 'cause I blew a point for 2. You might think I have a drinking problem. My cologne smells like a fresh brew. Well, lady, you know I chug ya. Liquid gold straight out the tap. But the bar just made his last call. Damn it, man, I spilled it full of bats. Well, half mine ain't here for your liver. 'Cause baby, like mine, yours is black. And I want you for your John Deere track.
We believe in the power of the people in the Maller Militia. Get the most out of the Ben Maller Show listening experience by adding your touch. Take a few seconds to follow your host on Twitter. He's at Ben Maller. And you can tweet at and follow our executive producer. He is manning the phones, but he's more than just the call screener. He's the liar, and the menace of the Fox Sports Radio Network. It's the Coop de Loop, Justin Cooper, and he's at UH Bronco fan.
The Rocket. He was a pitcher for the Yankees.
Rocket is Mal.
More great answers just like that coming up next hour in Maller's Mountain of Money. And now live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, it's Ben Maller.
Another Maller Militia original song, a breakout hit, last-minute collaboration between Jay Scoop and Just Josh. I understand Jay Scoop had a birthday. I did not acknowledge his birthday because, as you know, Eddie, I don't give shout-outs, so I could not wish Jay Scoop a happy birthday. I wish I could, but cannot do it. Not allowed. We're not a morning zoo show, so we cannot wish people happy birthday. I'm sorry. No, don't play the little sound effects and all that. And this was a collaboration with our lawyer friend giving us free legal advice on Half Pint's case. This guy's so into it, he's broken his thumbs. He's that into it. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I'm not. Chip in Florida writes in. He says, A+ on the Maller monologue. As one of the 13 Tampa Bay Rays fans in our great nation, I say good riddance to Blake Snell. Thank you, San Diego. Stay classy. Money for nothing. Did I tell you that Blake Snell has a career worst 4.82 ERA this year for the Padres? Did I say that? Let me repeat that. I have like a 10-minute ticker. I have to repeat that every 10 minutes. Rob in Vegas said, solid monologue, Benjamin. Jace Tingler, is he related to Dirk Diggler from Boogie Nights? F. Altuve. Just Josh from Cincinnati. Padres are toast. Padres are toast. The chemistry inside the Reds dugout, not to mention don't start with the chemistry, Josh. Come on, you lost me on that. The firepower in the lineup will get them into the wild card game. The bullpen will decide if it's going to be a red October. There you go. Milkman Mike in Colorado enjoyed the monologue. Something to ponder. The Padres pitchers are 12th in the league, and there were 12 apostles. Will they have some divine intervention? From Milkman. A biblical reference. Lou from SoCal says the Padres should have waited until after their next series, the three games hosting the Dodgers. The Padres are 7-3 against the Dodgers in 2021. Well, that's what has happened. That doesn't mean it's going to happen again. And as I have seen, and we've all seen here, the Dodger fan, there's a hostile takeover in San Diego. Now, we'll see if that happens during the week. But on the weekends, when the Dodgers play the Padres.
I've heard they've done what they did with the Chargers down there, where it's like you can't buy tickets if you're
you have to be from San Diego proper.
Exactly, or if you're going to sell your tickets, sell them to somebody in San Diego or another Padre fan, I believe so, yeah. I've heard it done that down there.
Oh, okay. Don't you just want to sell tickets? Who cares who buys the tickets?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Doug writes in. Douglas says, last night I was added to the gallbladder full of stones surgery club. I had to be cut open. The infection was so bad, I'm super sore. Well, Doug, welcome to the club. I hope you enjoy it. And it's a club that's growing by the day. Many more people have had their gallbladder taken out. I had a really bad situation. I ended up in the hospital for almost a week because they couldn't operate right away. They were worried that there was something else wrong, and so it was a big mess. And I'm very proud there. That's what it sounded like, actually. I had Dr. Frankenstein operated on me. But I am proud of the fact that during that situation, that is the most painful operation. According to the internet, I read it must be true. It was on the internet. That is the most painful operation. Yeah. They go to Lowe's or Home Depot and they get a chainsaw and they cut you open. All right, to the phones we go, and he is an enemy combatant, a rival of Eddie Garcia. Let's see, who are we going to get today? Blind Scott in Boston. What's going on, Blind Scott? Uh-oh. Did Blind Scott pass out there? Did he? I don't hear him breathing. But maybe he's just, the phone's away. All right, let's move on. Let's say hello to, let's go to, Eddie's very excited about it. John, was that Sabotage? John in Tacoma. What's going on, John?
Ben, good to talk to you.
John, hi, John.
I want to circle back on that conversation from last night about that woman that slapped that guy at the Steelers game, and then Coop chimed in about he would slap a woman back if she slapped him. Well,
yeah, that was a hot take. That was a hot take by Coop. Yeah.
well, I'm calling to agree with him. I would change it up a little bit. If a woman slaps you, take the first one, absorb it, and give her the verbal warning loud enough for people to hear you, and tell her, if you slap me again, I'm going to smack you into next Tuesday. And then when she slaps you, when she slaps you again, you yell out, "See you next Tuesday!" Then bam, smack down on her.
See, that's good. Because Coop has no idea what that means, so that's wonderful. And
I know now, Ben.
Oh, okay.
You old fogey.
I educated you is what I did there. I gave you the inside skinny there. Well, the problem, John, see, I like you went for the joke, and the joke's a great joke. But the thing is this, though, like with the interaction, you have to. The key to that is to make sure you have to get like a megaphone, so everyone, because it doesn't work if people don't hear it, right? You've got to like scream from the top of the mountain what I'm about to do and all that.
Well, look,
yeah, that's.
I want to clarify some things.
Coops, he's walking it back. He's doing the back pedal. He's doing the back pedal. He's at the combine. He's at the combine.
It did get some people triggered. And I thought about it some more. I actually tried to put myself in the situation.
How about this, Coop? If you weigh less than the woman, you can do it. How about that?
Well, first of all, I'd probably never be in a situation where a woman would want to slap me because
you never know, Coop.
You're right.
Days.
You're
we
right.
all have bad days, right?
Well, no. That's just not the type of person I am. There's crazy women out there who might do that for no reason whatsoever.
And we all have friends, Coop, that say crazy women are the way to go. They right? I mean, we've all heard that story as men. We've all heard that they're wonderful.
But I don't drink.
Yeah, Trevor Bauer heard that story too.
Yeah, how's that working?
I don't drink, so I wouldn't get in some drunk fight with a guy at a baseball game or some sporting event. So that's not going to happen. But I thought I'd be more likely to lay hands if that woman was like attacking my girlfriend, I'm not just gonna sit by and watch that. But
so if it was a woman on woman crime,
fingers, say to the face.
You would
what?
You would save the damsel in distress from the other damsel.
If it was my damsel, yeah.
No, that's what
I've had women hit me before. So, of course, I was a police officer for 32 years. So, yeah, I've had crazy women hit me.
Wow. Yeah, as a police officer, they say that the worst calls are the domestic violence calls, right? Because you don't know you can turn on a dime, right?
Right, because he goes in to protect the woman, and then all of a sudden the woman's hitting him.
Yeah.
Don't touch him.
Yeah.
I've had one jump on my back. So it's crazy. And
wanted a piggyback ride.
I've noticed over the 32 years a change in men, a change in women, and a change in kids. And those changes don't bode well for this country. But women can be crazy. So.
Well, everyone can be crazy. All right, thank you, John. The great John at Tacoma there. He worked his joke in very early in the phone call. The phone call continued. And Blind Scott, I am told, is called back. Much to the dismay of Eddie Garcia.
I sit down when I pee.
Hey, Ben. I fell asleep. But you woke me up when you blew me up, Roberto. Thanks for waking me up. So I'm back, man. So we found out that Cam Newton wasn't vaccinated at Patriots camp, which is no big deal because I could care less if you're vaccinated or not. But that makes room for Mac Jones. So now we got the Mac Daddy that's going to take over as quarterback, and I'm looking forward to that. We got sad news here in Boston today. We lost a Boston legend. He won a championship at Boston College, Jimmy Hayes. It's very sad to hear that this guy passed away. He was only 31 years old. He left behind a wife and a couple kids. His brother plays in the NHL too for the Philadelphia Flyers. I know of his family. They're from the Boston area. It's just really sad to hear somebody that young dies. We look at athletes as superheroes and as invincible, and when they pass away, it weighs heavy on a lot of our hearts, especially when they're from Boston, because Boston's the greatest city of all times, the city of champions. And one other thing I do is I use the Discover card, and the Discover card, I get all that cash back. It pays for my interest. I mean, I owe them like over $10,000, but if I spend like $3,000 on it a month, it just pays off the interest. So I just keep racking up interest. It's great.
Well, that's great. I mean? Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm glad they're.
I thought Eddie's thing sucked tonight too. His trending, it was terrible, man. It wasn't as good as this phone call. He's not as good as a guy as Blind Scott, and he keeps picking on Blind Scott. The Ben Maller Show is based on the power of people, and he's giving the people a hard time here.
That call when you were asleep, that was better than this call. The one where you called in earlier and it was silence, that was way better than this call. Why don't you go back to sleep again? Can you go back to sleep again? Okay, good. Bye.
Oh, Eddie throwing down the gauntlet. Eddie Garcia, the cartoon anvil on top of Blind Scott's head. You're abusing the blind, Eddie. How dare you?
It's fun.
That's a blind man right there. I can't do that.
Be sure to catch live editions of the Ben Maller Show weekdays at 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Hey, it's me, Rob Parker. Check out my weekly MLB podcast, Inside the Parker, for 22 minutes of piping hot baseball talk featuring the biggest names and newsmakers in the sport. Whether you believe in analytics or the eye test, we've got all the bases covered. New episodes drop every Thursday, so do yourself a favor and listen to Inside the Parker with Rob Parker on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Millions of Americans are getting back to work. CareerBuilder calls it the Great Rehire. And we want to help you get the best jobs before everyone else. CareerBuilder gives you the competitive edge to get the job you want, at the salary you want, with the benefits you want. We even send job alerts, so your perfect job lands right in your inbox. Go to CareerBuilder.com today, or get left with whatever jobs are left. Find your next job fast at CareerBuilder.com.
The world is racing to get back to normal, but getting back to feeling normal takes time. If you're overwhelmed by it all, you're not alone, even though you might feel that way. Now is the time to find the support you need to move forward. Talkspace makes it easy to connect with a licensed therapist from the comfort of your own device. They have thousands of expert therapists across dozens of specialties for individuals, couples, and teens. With Talkspace, you'll have unlimited access to message with your therapist as soon as the day you sign up. You can also schedule live video sessions right from the app. And with Talkspace Psychiatry, you're even able to get personalized treatment and prescription management from an online psychiatric professional. Whatever you're going through, feeling better is just a message away. Match with your therapist today at Talkspace.com. You can get $100 off your first month with promo code PREMIER. That's Talkspace.com, promo code PREMIER.
At Metro by T-Mobile, we don't think you should pay extra for unlimited 5G. Introducing the big 5G upgrade. Experience 5G speed at no extra cost. Ditch your overpriced connection with Boost and Cricket and save half off their top plans when you switch to Metro, the leader in prepaid. Get one line of unlimited smartphone data for just $25 a month, with 5G access included, at no extra cost. Plus, get a free Samsung Galaxy 5G with trade-in. All with the power of the T-Mobile 5G network. Rule your day with unlimited high-speed data and a free 5G phone. Only at Metro. Limited time in-store only. If congested data users greater than 35 gigabytes per month notice lower speeds, and Metro customers notice lower speeds versus T-Mobile due to deprioritization. Leader based on prepaid subs June 2021. Save half based on one-line Boost and Cricket unlimited plans. See store for details.
Blind Scott actually brought this up. Cam Newton will remain away from the Patriots due to what is being called a misunderstanding on COVID-19 tests conducted away from NFL facilities. So apparently, as Blind Scott said, he's right. Cam Newton not vaccinated.
Yeah, he wasn't vaccinated, and there's so many columns right now that have orgasms because they got an easy column, right? So they can just throw stones at Cam Newton for not getting vaccinated.
That's true. And also, this could possibly open up a door a little bit for Mac Jones. Now, Bill Belichick had said that Cam Newton was a starter, but now this week, Mac Jones is going to get all the first team reps with the
first team. You want to bet, Eddie? I'll bet you $1 right now. I'll bet you
$1. You'll bet me $1?
Wow. $1.
I don't know if I've got $1.
$1 bill that Cam Newton starts the opener when the Patriots take on the Miami Dolphins, and Mac will be able to start against the Giants on Sunday in week 3 of the exhibition season. But when the regular season comes around, the meaningful regular season, when the Patriots run out onto the field in week 1 at 1 o'clock Eastern to take on the Miami Dolphins. I think that game's at 1. It might be a late game. I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule. I guess it is a late game. At 4 o'clock Eastern, Eddie, whatever it is, 4 o'clock. Cam Newton,
what was this misunderstanding? Do you understand what happened here?
I have no idea what happened. Okay. I read the story. It doesn't make any sense to me. He got tested, but did he go to a non-approved? Did he get the wrong test? It's like he's swimming in the devil's sea, but I don't understand it. I'm not that bright, Eddie. Well, that's why I'm doing overnights.
Apparently neither am I, because I don't get it either. But anyway.
I mean, you got tested. What's the deal? Anyway. And he's tested negative, they said, in the story. So a story that is continuing on here, and it involves the Angels, the professional baseball team that goes by that moniker, the Angels. And some new information out. You might remember the death of pitcher Tyler Skaggs, who had a cocktail of drugs at a hotel room in Texas, and then it was determined that he got the drugs from an Angel, like a public relations guy, PR guy for the Angels, who had been with the team for a long time. So we have some new information. This happened back in 2019. He overdosed Tyler Skaggs on the drugs. And so the law enforcement's investigated this, and they've now thrown the book at Eric K. Now, full disclosure, long ago, in another life, when I was a radio reporter, Eric K. was an intern for the Mighty Ducks, and I knew him a little bit. I knew him with the Angels. I didn't know him well. We were cordial, and we had known each other for a long time. And I have nothing bad to say about the guy. This was something that totally blew me away. But it's so bizarre when you know someone, even casually, and you see the stories that are bouncing around about this cat. It's just crazy. The federal government is alleging that Eric K. was running a drug operation within the Angels organization, and he used Tyler Skaggs as a middleman. That they're blaming Eric K. for having Tyler Skaggs, I guess, recruit other people on the Angels. Now, this is where it's going to get crazy. Now, when I was a kid, there was a Pittsburgh drug trials. It was a big scandal in baseball. A lot of people have forgotten about it if you're of a younger age, but I vaguely remember it in my youth, and it was a big deal, and the top players of baseball in those days were dragged into court. It was the cocaine cowboy days, and you had Keith Hernandez and Dave Parker and these big names of that era in baseball that were all brought into court. And so I bring this up because it would appear that those players on the Angels are going to be named, assuming this does go all the way through the court system, and claiming that the fentanyl that killed Tyler Skaggs was delivered to Angel Stadium the day he died. But that part I don't understand, because the Angels were on the road. They were in Texas, so I guess it was the day. Maybe they flew out after the game. And so the question is, are the Angels liable? Now, I'm of the belief on these things that unless someone's putting a gun to your head or a machete to your neck, it's your decision to do drugs. And that's just my position. I mean, to play the blame game and say, this guy's responsible, that guy's responsible, I don't agree with that. I just do not. And we'll see how this plays out in court. But another part of it, as we get closer and closer to showdown day, federal prosecutors are claiming here that the Angels are defying a subpoena in the Tyler Skaggs case. So there's also that part of it. So there's stuff flying all over the place in this particular story. And so who knows what the truth is. I mean, it sounds like they all had drug problems and they were doing drugs together. And I do know the dynamic around baseball teams in general. You can say this is not right, but this is the way it has been for years, is that pretty much the players, whatever they need, the people that work for the team provide. Anything they need, including drugs in some cases. And so we'll see where this goes. All right, it is the Ben Maller Show on Fox. We'll take some more phone calls here in a wee bit. We have Maller to the third degree. But first, here's the Insta Trivia. We'll go to the NFL. And DeAndre Hopkins, he has seen 150 or more targets now in 6 straight seasons, most of those with the Texans. Last year playing with Alligator Arms Murray in Arizona. That ties blank for the longest streak in NFL history. Again, DeAndre Hopkins of Arizona has seen 150 or more targets in 6 straight seasons. That ties blank for the longest streak in NFL history. That is the Insta Trivia. The answer, and Maller to the third degree, next.
Fox Sports Radio has the best sports talk lineup in the nation. Catch all of our shows at foxsportsradio.com. And within the iHeartRadio app, search FSR to listen live.
4 out of 5 nocturnal listeners to sports radio choose the Ben Maller Show to combat insomnia. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We need your help to grow the Maller Militia. And now live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, it's Ben Maller.
And time now for the Insta Trivia. DeAndre Hopkins of the Cardinals has seen 150 or more targets in 6 straight seasons. That ties blank for the longest streak in NFL history. Who is it? That's the question. What is the answer? And plenty of people trying to answer this. Fast and furious. Tons of answers coming in here. Let's see. Max Scherzer, guessed by Mr. Nice Guy. That is his answer. Jim Thorpe, Canton Bulldogs, guessed by Lou in Southern California. Robbie, the Mariner fan, was the answer by Rob, the Goat Man. Robbie, the Mariner fan, went with Calvin Ridley. That's confusing. Don Slaught, iconic catcher from back in the day, guessed by Luke, the vending guy. The Quickie Mart's Corn Dog Special, targeted by Sir Scratchoff from the Maller Mute account. The Game Triple H, tossed out by Rob in Lost Wages, Nevada. Andre Johnson from Emmett, the blind Seahawk fan, former caller to the show. He hasn't called in a while. Maybe he's in trouble. Who else do we have? Maller Militia King going with Sleepy Joe as his answer. Troy Williamson, Viking legend, unless he's not, from Arik in the Twin Cities. Chris, you got to have a fall guy. Carter from James the Machinist. Jerry Porter, tossed out by Chris in Des Moines. Suge Knight from Justin in Cincinnati. And that is, again, an image there that you continue to amaze the way you come up with those. Shocking. David in Seattle, who knows where all the good restaurants are, says Steve McNair is the answer. And then he gives a Steve McNair joke. But I don't know, is the statute of limitations run out of that? I think we're allowed to do that. Anyway, we won't. Do you have an answer, Eddie? Please, you have an answer.
Yes, former Rams legend Ricky Prohl.
Ricky Prohl. No. Incorrect. And he was not an L.A. Rams legend. He was a St. Louis Rams legend, so there's a difference there. But nonetheless, Eddie.
I said Rams.
Yeah, I know, but Rams were dead to me when they were in St. Louis. So this guy is known for gummies. Does that help you out, Eddie? The guy's known for gummies?
No.
All right. The answer is Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown.
It's Maller.
How about that?
To the third degree. This is when Big Ben gets grilled.
Coop da loop.
Ben, so we've been wondering for a while why the league has yet to take any action on Deshaun Watson, and now we might know. It's being said that Watson being part of a criminal investigation may be helping him, as the league doesn't want to interfere with law enforcement, and at the same time, they don't want to take any disciplinary action without doing their own thorough investigation. So, Ben, it seemed impossible a few weeks ago, but now some people are saying that there's a chance that Watson plays this season. What do you think?
Well, I think the NFL's full of crap. That's what I think, right? He hadn't been investigated by the law enforcement. The FBI wasn't involved in this until somewhat recently. Supposedly there's dueling investigations. One saying that Deshaun Watson's the victim, and another saying he's been peddling sex via massage cross state lines, which is a federal offense. But this is going to actually extend the suspension of Deshaun Watson, because after this gets adjudicated, then the league will throw down the gauntlet, and Watson is not playing for the Texans this year. He's on timeout. So even if you're innocent, by the way, if it damages the shield, Roger Goodell can punish you. So he's full of crap that they can't do anything. Their hands are tied. And the NFL punishment doesn't happen immediately. The Texans are not going to play Watson. He's toxic. So now this is going to delay even longer Watson coming back. Next.
So at one point, Patrick Peterson was considered the best cornerback in the NFL. The former first-team All-Pro had made the Pro Bowl every year of his career until the last 2 seasons. Now Peterson is joining a Vikings team that ranked 24th in pass defense. He said that he wants to prove to naysayers and himself that he can still compete at a very high level. Ben, do you think the Patrick Peterson experiment will work in Minneapolis?
So I'm in the show me state of mind, like show me, prove it to me. I don't buy it. Declining stock. And you look at the Vikings schedule, and they play the gauntlet. You've got, obviously in the division, Devontae Adams and the Packers twice. You've got Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins. That's a murderer's row. I believe Peterson is closer to the end than the beginning, and I don't think he's going to have a big bounce back here. Next.
Jason Tatum spoke with TMZ and said that his Olympic gold medal is the top accomplishment in his career. Now he needs to just bring a title to the Celtics. Ben, last year Boston got bounced in the first round. Are you expecting better from them this year?
Well, not now. There's still time to make some moves. Most of the big roster moves have ended in the NBA, but that's a boilerplate response by Jason Tatum, first of all, following the script, page 38 of the Sports Cliché Handbook. And then secondly, listen, the Celtics have changed some of the auxiliary players around Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They brought back average Al Horford and your guy from the Lakers, Dennis Schroeder, who's an average guard. I think that's not a big downgrade from Kemba Walker, for example. And they have some new name coach I've never heard of, some nondescript incognito coach. But if you do the math, the Celtics are still behind Brooklyn. You got to put Milwaukee ahead of them. They're a middling team in the East, looking at their roster. How did we do, Coop?
Ben, you passed this edition.
That is a winner! Whee!
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
My dad used to say that.
Sure, yeah. It's from Geico.
Yeah, whenever I would ask my dad for life advice, he'd sit me down and say, son, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. And look at me now, a well-adjusted adult with a drawer full of plastic bags I'll never use.
Okay, I'm confused. Was your dad a licensed Geico agent?
Nah, he was just a real good dad.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
If you have a phone and the free iHeartRadio app, you have thousands of podcasts on demand that you can binge anytime you want, from anywhere you want to listen. We love music too, so we curated hundreds of playlists to fit any mood or activity. And of course, you can bring your favorite radio stations with you wherever you bring your phone. Only on the iHeartRadio app, #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one app.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.